This week, we're going to be talking about convict love tokens. A convict love token was often given or sent out by convicts to their loved ones before they were transported to the new colony. Messages and drawings were carved or pressed onto old pennies. When a person was transported, they were separated from their family and friends. This was an upsetting experience for everyone affected. Convicts could be sentenced to transportation for 7 years, 14 years, or even life. So this is where they're being sentenced for a crime that they've committed. Because Australia is 15,000 kilometres from England and travel by ship was expensive, most convicts never returned home, even if they had finished their sentence. So they would just ended up staying here in Australia because the trip was just too long and too expensive. Love tokens often included dates, names, and decorative patterns. Some had pictures drawn on them as well. Some were very detailed and others were just simple. Each love token is different and symbolizes the emotion of being separated from someone who they cared for. So, why are convict love tokens important? We know a lot about the convicts transported to New South Wales from government records, logbooks, ship lists, and official reports. But these sources tell us the official perspective. They tell us who was transported, where they went, how long they were to remain, and if they were well behaved in New South Wales or not. Convict love tokens give us a personal perspective, that of the convicts. They are handmade and were passed from one person to another during a time of sadness. Love tokens represent the heartbreak of being separated from family and friends. Only a few hundred survive today, and so they are significant historical objects. To the bottom left hand of the screen, you can see a convict love token engraved by Joseph Smith for his partner Mary Smith in 1817. This is now a historical object that's on display at the Hyde Park Barracks Museum in the Sydney Living Museum. So I'm sure all of us would be able to make a love token, which is what our activity is going to be, because at the moment, during the times that we're living in COVID, we are separated from our loved ones. So this could be a really good opportunity for us to connect with people that we may not have seen for a while. To now tell you about what coins did convicts use and how did they make them. So, convicts would have used different types of copper coins to make their love tokens. First, they would have smoothed the coin's surface, removing any words or pictures it had. Copper is a soft metal, so smoothing the surface was not too hard. I'll show you on the next page 2 different examples of coins that the convicts might have used. One in 1797 being a cartwheel penny, and the second one in 1827 being a halfpenny. Because the cartwheel penny is a larger coin, it gave the convict more room to engrave a message or picture on. Once the coin had been smoothed, a sharp tool was used to engrave or stipple, which is using lots of small dots, whatever they wanted. They might include some or all of these. So these are the different things that the convicts put on them. A name or different names, maybe the coin was for more than one person. Initials, dates, maybe they put their punishment on it, a picture, and some convicts paid to have their love tokens made for them by professionals. These professionals, back in the day, were convicts who were skilled artists, silversmiths, or metal workers, and other convicts just made their own. By making a love token, the convicts were actually destroying a British coin. Now, we know that destroying money is illegal. It still is illegal to this day. So back then, as well, it was illegal. So convicts were breaking the law in order to create a personal memento before they were sent away. So now here's the types of coins that I was talking about, and these were the ones used to make love tokens. So the first one, starting on our left, is from George III, is a cartwheel penny, 1797. That's the back of it. And then the front of it, which is pretty blacked out. You can't really see many things, but I can see there's a picture of of George III on the second photo. The next one going along, the third along, is a halfpenny, and this was made in 1827. That's the back of the coin. And then the front of the coin is to the right of that. So these are different examples of convict love tokens. These are actual love tokens that are now on display in museums. Let's go to Cornelius Donovan's. His is quite pretty. He's got a love heart in the middle. He's got initials, some pictures of birds. He's got a pattern around the outside. And then the picture of the coin on the far right-hand side of this page, he's got a written message. This is a token from my hand, going to Van Diemen's Land. He's got 1825 engraved on this, so he's got the date that he made it. And these are some more examples of convict love tokens. So Joseph Smith's, he's got Mary Ann, and then another word, so he's got who he's sending it to, maybe his wife's name. He's got a picture that he might have engraved, and then the back of the coin, he's got how old. He's got the word aged, and then he's got 1817, so he's got the year that he engraved it, and his name's also engraved on the back of that. So now your job for your history activity this week is actually a creative arts activity. So now that we've investigated convict love tokens, use what we have learnt to create your own love token for a person, or it could be for more than one person, that you care about. Your love token does not need to be about loss or separation. It can be a way to express love, maybe something you're grateful for, or any other feelings towards the person that you're making it for. Could be just a nice gesture, maybe you would write something kind on it. So now I'm going to go through the different steps, and these will also be created as a PDF file, so you can go back and refer to them when you're making your love token. So the first step is measure and cut out a cardboard disc, or you could do it on paper if you didn't have access to cardboard, 10 to 15 centimeters in diameter. Tip: use a range of colored cardboard so your bases are different materials. So you could cut out 2 to 3 circles and stick them together so that it's actually representing a coin, a bit thicker. The next step is you need to think about your design. So on your front side, you need to decide what you'll write. Maybe you're going to write a message. Now, I would be doing this just on a draft bit of paper before you actually do it on your real token. So you can do your best work on your token and then just use a bit of paper to play around with what you actually want to put on there. You need to think about if you'll put different patterns, different designs, what kind of art techniques do you want to do? Would you like to do lines, waves, dots, pictures? You could attach photos, or you could do different colors, so textures, or you could just have it plain black and white. The same message will get conveyed. It doesn't matter if you have all the materials in the world or if you just have paper and pencil. It's about what you put on it, not about what you can make it out of. And then a little reflection. These can be answered in your Google document. Who did you make your love token for? Question 1, and question 2, why did you make it for them? So that's our activity we're going to be doing for this week. And now we've got some examples from Millthorpe Primary School. This is in New South Wales. They've also done this activity. So you can see all these different examples. Some have used printing, some have used a collage. Someone's gone to the effort of actually pressing it in a metal, which is amazing, but even we don't have access to that. So some people have sewed it. And I can see they've got initials. They've remembered to put the date on it that they made it. So they made these in 2018. There's lots of different colors, patterns. So upload a picture of your love token. This can be done to your Google document. Or if you're offline, you can save it and then we can share all our love tokens once we get back to school.